Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor Hayes' return changes everything. The Bold and the Beautiful dropped a bomb on fans this week when Taylor Hayes made a shocking return. As Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, canoodled in Monte Carlo, a woman cloaked in black spied on them from the bushes, in true Sheila Carter fashion. The Bold and the Beautiful fans were shocked when the woman was revealed to be Ridge's ex Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Rebecca Budig joins Bold and the Beautiful cast. Hunter Tylo played the part of Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, and Thomas Forrester's Matthew Atkinson, mom for over a decade. Then Krista Allen took over the role and exited last year. According to The Bold and the Beautiful comings and goings, Ridge's ex-wife Taylor is now being played by soap vet Rebecca Budig, General Hospital, All My Children. According to B&B spoilers, Taylor's return to Los Angeles will create mayhem at Forrester Creations. Steffi has been miserable since Brooke began working at Forrester Creations. Will her mother pop up at the office to even the playing field? Before Taylor left town last year, she and Brooke tried to be friends on Bold and Beautiful. Then she felt like Brooke betrayed her when she reunited with Ridge again, so there's also a chance that Taylor has come back to steal her husband back. And that would most definitely create mayhem at Forrester Creations now that Brooke and Ridge are working together. B&B spoilers. Taylor Hayes is back on Bold and Beautiful. Taylor Forrester called Steffi at the end of Tuesday's Bold and Beautiful episode and told her mama's coming home. It didn't sound like it would be a short visit. If Taylor moves back to LA, it will really shake things up for the Forrester Creations power couple, Ridge. Are you looking forward to having Taylor back on Bold and Beautiful? Are you a fan of Rebecca Budig? Let us know in the comments below and keep checking back here on Celebrating the Soaps for more B&B spoilers and news. The sun was setting behind the Forrester mansion, casting long shadows across the manicured lawns and illuminating the pristine facade in a golden hue. Inside, however, the atmosphere was anything but serene. Whispers of a brewing storm had been circulating for days, and now it seemed the tempest was about to hit. Taylor Hayes was back. For years the name Taylor had been spoken with a mixture of reverence and trepidation. She was the woman who had loved Ridge Forrester with an intensity that had scorched the earth beneath her feet, the mother who had fought tooth and nail to protect her children, and the psychiatrist who had delved into the darkest corners of the human mind. Her departure had left a void that no one could fill, until now. But this time, Taylor wasn't returning as the warm-hearted, understanding mother and lover that everyone remembered. No, the woman who stepped off the private jet at Forrester Creations' helipad was a far cry from the Taylor Hayes of yesteryear. Gone were the soft curls and gentle smiles, replaced by a sharp bob and a demeanor that spoke of unyielding resolve. She was back with a mission that would shake the very foundations of the Forrester family. The first to feel the impact of Taylor's return was Ridge. For weeks he had been caught in a tumultuous relationship with Brooke, the woman he had loved for decades, yet could never quite tame. Their on-again, off-again romance had become a painful cycle of betrayal and reconciliation, and Ridge had been reaching his breaking point. The appearance of Taylor, a woman who had always held a piece of his heart, sent a shockwave through him. As soon as their eyes met, the years seemed to melt away, but there was something different, something darker, about Taylor this time. "Ridge," she said, her voice smooth but with an undercurrent of steel, "we need to talk." Her words were simple, but they cut through him like a knife. There was no warmth in her eyes, no hint of the love they once shared. Instead, Ridge saw something he had never seen in Taylor before, a determination that bordered on ruthless. As they sat down in the Forrester living room, Taylor wasted no time getting to the point. "I'm here to set things right," she began, her eyes locking onto his. "I've watched from afar as this family has spiraled into chaos. Brooke's endless manipulations, Steffi and Thomas tearing each other apart, and you, Ridge, you're lost." Ridge tried to interject, but Taylor held up a hand. "No, let me finish. I've spent too many years being the understanding one, the one who bends and breaks for everyone else. Not anymore. I've come back with clarity and purpose. I'm not here to pick up the pieces. I'm here to rebuild from the ground up, even if it means tearing down everything that stands in my way. Ridge could barely process what he was hearing. This wasn't the Taylor he knew, the one who always sought to heal and nurture. This Taylor was fierce, unyielding, and more than a little terrifying. But as much as he wanted to deny it, a part of him was drawn to her intensity, to the idea that maybe, just maybe, she could be the force that finally brought stability to his chaotic life. But Ridge wasn't the only one affected by Taylor's return. Brooke Logan, ever the master strategist, had been waiting for Taylor's return with a mix of dread and anticipation. She knew that Taylor's return would mean a renewed competition for Ridge's affections, but even Brooke was unprepared for the new Taylor. When they finally came face to face at Forrester Creations, the air was thick with tension. Brooke, with her perfectly coiffed hair and designer dress, tried to mask her surprise at Taylor's transformation, but the smile she forced was brittle. "Taylor," Brooke greeted, her voice saccharine sweet, "how wonderful to see you back." Taylor's response was a cool nod. "Brooke, I see not much has changed with you." The words hung in the air, loaded with unspoken meaning. Brooke's eyes narrowed ever so slightly. "I could say the same about you, but you do seem different, harder." Taylor met Brooke's gaze head-on. "I've had time to reflect. Time to realize that being the nice one, the forgiving one, doesn't get you very far in this world. I'm done being a doormat." Brooke's smile faltered, and for the first time in years, she felt a prickle of fear. This Taylor wasn't someone she could manipulate or outmaneuver with her usual tricks. This Taylor was a threat, a serious one. But Taylor's return wasn't just about Ridge or Brooke. It was about her children, Steffi and Thomas, and the legacy she was determined to protect. She had seen the toll that years of family drama had taken on them, and she was prepared to do whatever it took to ensure their future was secure. Steffi was the first to be pulled into her mother's orbit. The moment Taylor walked through the door of the Cliff House, Steffi knew something was different. Her mother's embrace was still warm, but there was a new resolve in her eyes, a resolve that sent a shiver down Steffi's spine. "Mom, I'm so glad you're back," Steffi said, trying to keep her voice steady. Taylor smiled, but it didn't quite reach her eyes. "I'm glad to be back too, Steffi. But I'm not here to just watch things play out. I'm here to take control." Steffi frowned. "What do you mean?" "I mean," Taylor replied, "that this family has been drifting for too long. We need direction, purpose, and strength. I've let others dictate the terms for too long. That ends now." Steffi's mind raced. Was her mother planning to go after Brooke? Or worse, was she planning to take over Forrester Creations? The possibilities were endless, and none of them were good. But as much as Steffi feared what her mother might do, a part of her was also exhilarated. Maybe this was exactly what the Forrester family needed. A strong, uncompromising leader who wouldn't be swayed by sentimentality or old loyalties. As the days went on, it became clear that Taylor's return had set off a chain reaction. Lines were being drawn, alliances were shifting, and the future of the Forrester dynasty was more uncertain than ever. Taylor Hayes had returned not to mend fences, but to reshape the landscape of Los Angeles' most powerful family, and no one, least of all Ridge and Brooke, was prepared for the fallout. The bold and the beautiful would never be the same again.